Paxton. I'm the makeup lead here at Knott's Berry Farm, our Halloween haunt. This is our 40th season. We started in 1973, so 2012 brings us 40 seasons of new material and exciting scares, if you will. I started here in 1991 as a character, and I moved over into makeup in 1998, so I've been doing makeup for 15 years now. I became lead, I think it was 2007, 2008, and have basically, everything has changed so much in the past 40 seasons. Started out just doing a little bit of makeup and mostly masks, and eventually started getting into prosthetics. During my time here, we've integrated our prosthetic and our 2D makeup departments. Originally, we used to have a crew that would straight up do prosthetics, and then we would have folks that would do 2D makeup and build-ups with latex. Over the years, we've integrated both of those teams, so now every single person that's here at the farm does a little bit of both, so they can really build their repertoire of faces and have a lot of variation in characters. We do 1,000 monsters here at Knott's Berry Farm for our haunt. Of those 1,000 monsters, we have about 260 in makeup. Out of that, we have about 90 that are in prosthetics, so we have multiple characters with similar looks for each area. So our street zones are different from each other, so when you go through there, you're having an experience in that zone. You go to another area or one of the mazes, you're getting a different experience in each place. Everybody clocks in at 4 o'clock. They have 15-minute prep time, so they can get everything set up for all their makeups during the day. At 4:15, we start making faces. They do makeup for 3.5 hours, and in that time, that's 260 makeups that we're doing in 3.5 hours with 32 makeup artists. So everybody does about 8 to 9 makeups depending on what their particular stack is. Teamwork is actually a big part of what we do here because we want to make sure that everybody is learning from each other, getting creative, bouncing things off of each other, and it actually makes a really great environment for our artists to learn and to grow and to keep getting ideas from each other. My favorite makeup of all time has always got to be the bride. I used to do the bride's makeup myself many years ago. She's one of my favorite characters. She's just 2D makeup. She's kind of gaunt and drawn in, but perfect red lips and scary eyes, and she runs around there like a crazy person, but she is fantastic. She's been here for 17 or 18 years doing the same character, and she's amazing, so it's really great to be part of her legacy over the past 20-ish years that she's been doing it. Basically, we walk through all the mazes, we walk through all the different scare zones. We check to see how their faces are looking in the lighting that's actually out there, because they do change things from time to time on us, from day 1 to day 30. There are things that need to be changed in the park for safety reasons and that sort of thing. So basically, we're just making sure that everybody's okay. I do touch-ups on the spot. We also have a touch-up area back here, so if anybody's makeup comes off there, they come right back here, we take care of them, glue them back on, touch up any smears or anything that happens, because they are running around like crazy people, and their faces take a beating. I've worked in multiple medias, obviously on film and when you're doing camera work, it's a lot, it's always hurry up and wait, make sure you're prepared ahead of time. People are very detailed, you want to make sure everything is set, but here, talk about time. We are under very strict time constraints. Half an hour to do a prosthetic, 15 minutes for a 2D makeup. Making sure that everything has cohesion and continuity on film. Yeah, you definitely have to take care of that. But here, it's making sure that it's going to work in front of a live audience every single night. That tight turnaround and the duration of your makeup is really what the challenge is here. I think this is probably harder doing this in the trenches guerrilla makeup any day, but I love it. This is Nikki Gannon. She is one of our makeup artists here. She helps run the foam for all of our parks nationwide for Cedar Fair. So not only is she doing our stuff, but she's doing everybody else's stuff as well. They start in February. Nikki actually came in July, but the other half of that foaming crew, Monica, she's here year-round, cleaning molds, scrubbing molds, doing all that fun stuff. We do our own sculpting, our casting, the whole banana. We have an artist who's been here the entire 40 seasons. This is her 40th season, she's been doing makeup for the majority of that time. She actually started out as a character much like a lot of our folks here, because a lot of people they want to come out and be a character, and then they realize that the backstage area is really more appropriate. That's actually how I started. I started as a character and realized I want to do some makeup. I've always been an artist at heart, so I look for that in people here. I have 32 artists. I have an assistant and myself, so there's 34 of us that get this event ready every night. I've got people who return season after season after season. I've got some new people here who've never worked, and just today I was told, thank you so much for bringing me on to do something like this. They've never had an experience like this before. It's very familial, not just with our makeup artists, but also with our cast and our talent. People come back because they love being here. There is a synergy here that I have not experienced anywhere else. The management, from the management to the talent, to the makeup artists, to the wardrobe, to the props, the maze designers, everybody all has the same vision, and we all work every night really hard to make sure that comes through and comes together for our guest experience.
My name is Lydia Warden, and I've worked Knott's Scary Farm for 40 years. And we really had a lot of freedom back then. We'd make them look like whatever they wanted. Some of them wanted to be pretty, which we really didn't like that, but we did it. If we liked them, if we didn't, they got to be the ugliest thing we could think of. When the lines got backed up, it was cuts and bruises, so they'd come in and get a cut here, bruise there, and out the door. But we also did hair. They went down the stairs and they had their hair done, so we had to do the total look, and we only had a few minutes to do each makeup. So that was fun, and I don't even know how many years that went on. And I don't know, it's gone through so many changes. Now you look at the makeup and it's so much more different. We use prosthetics, pieces, and things like that. Back in the early days, we just used powders and paints. And it's come a long way. In fact, if you look at the new people this year, they're intimidating. But it's fun. It's a fun place to work. And the people you meet here, they're family. If you need them, they're there. You know it. And even though we only see each other once a year for a long time, they're there, and you know they are. You know in your heart that they're there. And that's why I keep coming back, for the people. So I love them all, and it's just been a great run.
The makeup that we do here is, we are a show. And with the show, there's obviously vision that we need to accomplish every night. But the good part about our show is that even though our show is scripted, we have room to ad-lib. So I hire on people who are not just people who can read a makeup chart and say, okay, I'm going to do exactly what you asked me to do. I hire people who are artists. I want to see what you can do. I want to see your creativity. So I'm going to give them parameters to work within, and then I want them to push those parameters as far as they can while still making sure that the looks are appropriate for our show. We want to make sure that every guest from day 1 to day 30 is going to have a great experience. My artists come in every night armed with an arsenal of makeup, but their most important tool is their creativity. I encourage my artists to learn things from each other, to go out and learn things in different areas of artistry, not just makeup, to bring that in so that they can actually take that, apply it to these pieces, and make them real art that people are able to experience out on the street.